My idea of happiness used to look like this. Picture a platform video game. The game of life. I'm traveling through life down in a valley with one main objective. Reach the top of this looming mountain called true happiness. Along the way, I get tastes of happiness that fill up my happiness meter. New toys, relationships, money, accomplishments. But these never seem to keep the bar full, because lurking in the shadows are these relentless henchmen. Rejection, financial problems, insecurities, relationship issues. And every time they hit me, I lose happiness. Game over. Back to square one. So I set out again looking for something to fill my happiness bar. I get it, I lose it, I chase it again. But all the while, I believe true happiness is waiting for me at the top of that mountain. Up there, I'll have everything I need to keep my happiness meter full. Like there's some magical happiness berry tree that never runs out. If I reach my career goals, have enough money, have time to focus on my creativity and my health, I'll be good. Then happiness will finally be permanent. Sounds ridiculous, right? But isn't that how many of us, especially ambitious, creative people, think about happiness? We treat it as if it's something distant, something that we can only truly maintain if we achieve enough, or if we have enough things. But here's what people don't realize. There are two types of happiness, and we keep chasing the wrong one. The first type of happiness is happiness, the emotion. This is the rush you get when you accomplish something, when you buy something new, when you spend time with somebody you really like. It's the happiness bar in the game, a temporary boost from an external source. But think about it. Every one of these moments has a beginning and an end. You work towards a goal, you accomplish it, then it's done. You do something fun, you enjoy it in the moment, and then it's over. You fall in love, you feel amazing, but relationships change. This kind of happiness is fleeting, and if you believe that this is the only type of happiness, you will spend your life chasing highs that never last. This is why so many people get caught up in pleasure seeking, goal chasing, relationship hopping, and even substance abuse. Have you ever caught yourself doing this? Looking forward to the next relationship, the next vacation, the next achievement, only to feel empty when it's over? Trying to hold on to emotional happiness is like trying to catch running water in your hand and hold it. It just won't stay. But there's another type of happiness, and this one lasts. The second type of happiness is a state of being. You ever wonder how some people, even if they're going through financial struggles or health issues, are able to maintain a sense of peace? How they're able to smile and stay positive even when they're going through absolute chaos? They've tapped into a happiness that doesn't come from something. It comes through them. It's not an emotion that rises and falls. It's a cultivated state of being. And here's the good news. This isn't something that's only reserved for a select few. It's available to all of us. Now, let me present what may or may not be a radical idea to you. Your default state is happiness. Not the emotional, high-energy happiness, but a deeper sense of peace and contentment that's already in you. And it's not something that you need to find. It's something that you need to remove distractions from so that you can experience it. Sri Ramana Maharishi, a Hindu sage, once said, "Bliss comes only from inside ourselves, and it is most intense when we are free from thoughts and perceptions." I won't go too deep into the philosophy in this video, but in Hinduism, and specifically in Vedanta, the idea is that we are all part of an infinite divine consciousness. But layered on top of our true nature are all of these ideas, all of these stories, all of this baggage, all of these desires that we accumulate in life. And because we're distracted by these things, we forget our true nature, which is already, always at peace. Think about it. What if happiness isn't something that you gain, but it's something that you uncover? Now, even with this deep type of happiness, life's henchmen will still show up. hard times, setbacks, challenges. But when you develop happiness as a state of being, these things won't shake you so much. Yes, you still have to deal with them, but your inner sense of peace remains. So how do you develop this happiness as a state of being? Here are 3 things that have worked for me. Number 1, gratitude, the fastest path to happiness. I'll probably say this in a lot of my videos, but that's because it's true. Gratitude is the most simple, most effective way to shift your mindset towards happiness. When you take time, even in difficult situations, to acknowledge what you have and what you're grateful for, it breaks the illusion that happiness comes from something outside. And when you think about it, the foundational elements in a gratitude list are things that don't come from outside. Things like being alive, having a sound mind, having the opportunity to learn and grow. Everything else, that's a bonus. Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, "It is only with gratitude that life becomes rich." Think about it. If you were a billionaire, but you were ungrateful for every lavish thing that you had, you would be miserable. But if you were barely scraping by, but you were truly grateful for every single scrap that you had, you would feel blessed every single day. So who's actually wealthier? The second step is mindfulness. If you start paying attention, you'll notice something. How often do you seek something outside yourself for happiness? How often does your mood drop when you don't get something you want? Just watch yourself. Don't judge, just notice. Because once you become aware, then you can start to shift. In a moment that you're feeling down because of some external situation, you can catch yourself and turn to contentment and gratitude instead of chasing the next quick fix. Meditation, the gateway to inner peace. I can't even begin to explain how much meditation has changed my life. No, literally, I can't explain it. All I know is that ever since I started meditating regularly, gratitude and mindfulness have become so much easier. And I've also had some moments of experiencing that inner bliss that Sri Ramana Maharishi was talking about. That bliss and peace that is just inherent in being when you're free from distractions and perceptions and the definitions that you put on things as they arise and as you experience them. And once you taste that true self, then it becomes easier to see the difference between what is your true nature and everything else that has been imposed on you. In scientific terms, regular meditation has been shown to increase overall feelings of well-being, to reduce stress, to improve emotional resilience. And it takes practice, especially if your mind is restless, but it gets easier over time. Now, I plan to do a deep dive on meditation and my own meditation journey in future videos, so stay tuned for those. In summary, the more you depend on temporary, emotional-based happiness, the less likely you are to actually ever be happy. But the more you choose happiness, not as an emotion, but as an internal state of being, the less life's ups and downs will be able to shake you. And by practicing gratitude, mindfulness, and meditation, you can cultivate an authentic, lasting happiness that is not dependent on external things or emotions, but is a shining forth of who you already are. If this video resonated with you at all, I encourage you to like it and to subscribe to my channel. And maybe drop in the comments how you try to cultivate happiness despite external circumstances. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, expand, evolve, and elevate. See you in the next one.